Welcome to Globewise Entertainment, your all-access pass to the bold, the banned, and the unforgettable. Today, we're diving deep into 15 banned or censored 70s movies that shocked audiences, challenged the system, and are finally streaming for you to experience in all their uncut glory. From political scandals to jaw-dropping scenes that broke every rule, these films didn't just push boundaries, they bulldozed them. If you haven't subscribed to Globewise Entertainment yet, hit that button now so you never miss another trip into cinema's wildest corners. And when you're done watching, tell us in the comments, which of these controversial classics is your favorite? 1. Last Tango in Paris, 1972. Behind the curtain of controversy. In 1972, Paris became the stage for a love story unlike any the world had seen. Last Tango in Paris, directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, told the tale of Paul, a grieving American widower, and Jean, a young Parisian woman searching for freedom. Their meeting was pure chance, a brief exchange in the echoing emptiness of an abandoned apartment. But what followed was an intense and unconventional romance, one that defied names, backstories, and the polite rules of love. When the film premiered, it shocked audiences. Its raw emotional performances from Marlon Brando and Maria Schneider blurred the line between acting and reality. Censors around the globe reacted swiftly, cutting scenes, banning screenings, and labeling it too explicit for public viewing. But beneath the scandal was something deeper, a meditation on loss, loneliness, and the desperate human need for connection. For many, it was not just a love story, but a mirror to their own hidden longings. Today, decades later, Last Tango in Paris has returned, streaming for a new generation. It remains a reminder that cinema, at its most daring, can challenge the boundaries of art, morality, and the human heart. Where to watch now, US? Pluto TV. Rent or buy on Fandango at Home, formerly Vudu, and other major platforms. 2. In the Realm of the Senses, 1976. A love that changed everything. In 1930s Japan, a quiet inn becomes the backdrop for an intense and all-consuming romance between a devoted servant and the inn's charismatic owner. At first, their connection feels like a sweet escape from the pressures of daily life, but soon, passion turns into an unshakable obsession. What starts as stolen glances in the hallway grows into whispered promises behind closed doors. But as their world shrinks to only the two of them, their love challenges not just the traditions around them, but the limits of desire and devotion itself. The story is based on real events, making it even more haunting. It's a tale of love so strong it defied society, and of the dangerous line between affection and obsession. Even decades later, it remains one of cinema's most talked about and debated films. Where to stream now, as of August 2025. Criterion Channel Uncut Version, most regions. Apple TV/iTunes, rent or buy, select countries. Amazon Prime Video, available in certain regions. Check your local library. 3. I Spit on Your Grave, 1978/Day of the Woman. In 1978, a small, low-budget film called Day of the Woman quietly released in select theaters. It told the story of Jennifer Hills, a young writer who retreats to a peaceful lakeside cabin to work on her novel. At first, the serene countryside feels like the perfect escape, until she encounters a group of local men whose cruelty shatters her world. But Jennifer refuses to remain a victim. In a chilling turn, she carefully plans her revenge, confronting her attackers one by one, not with loud threats, but with calculated, cold determination. It wasn't just a story of horror. It was a story about survival, justice, and reclaiming power in the face of unthinkable brutality. When it first came out, critics were divided. Some condemned its graphic nature, calling it exploitation. Others defended it as a raw, feminist statement about self-defense and empowerment. The controversy was so intense that the movie was banned or heavily censored in multiple countries, earning it a place on the infamous Video Nasties list. Over time, it found a cult audience, sparking discussions about morality, cinema, and the fine line between shock and storytelling. Today, it's remembered as one of the most notorious, yet unforgettable, films of the 1970s. Where to stream now, 2025. You can watch I Spit on Your Grave, uncut version, on AMC+, Shudder, and for rent/buy on Amazon Prime Video in many regions. 4. The Deer Hunter, 1978. The Deer Hunter, 1978, isn't just a war movie, it's a haunting portrait of friendship, love, and the scars that never heal. In a quiet Pennsylvania steel town, 3 lifelong friends, Michael, Nick, and Steven, are full of life, laughter, and dreams. But when they are sent to fight in the Vietnam War, the world they knew shatters. Captured and forced into a brutal game of Russian roulette by their captors, their bond is tested in the most unimaginable way. For Michael, returning home means carrying the weight of trauma while searching desperately for Nick, who never came back. The story moves between the warmth of home and the hell of the jungle, showing us how war doesn't just take lives, it changes them forever. Once banned or censored in several countries for its intense violence and emotionally raw Russian roulette scenes, The Deer Hunter still stands as one of cinema's most powerful anti-war statements. Where to stream now? Peacock, US. Included with subscription. Amazon Prime Video, rent or buy. Apple TV, rent or buy. Google TV/YouTube Movies, rent or buy. 5. The Newcomers, 1973. Screening the Forbidden. Fade in. A lone projector hums in a dimly lit apartment in Karachi. Zara, a passionate film restorer, has just discovered The Newcomers, 1973, a notorious NC-17 porno chic musical by Lloyd Kaufman, starring the infamous Jamie Gillis, Harry Riems, and Georgina Spelvin. Banned in New York for obscenity under the 1973 Miller Standard, the film once vanished into underground legend. Zara flicks a USB drive into her laptop, the dusty title card appears. The lecturer's voice echoes, offering a class that becomes a bold experiment, reframing eroticism as education. It's risque, provocative, and unapologetically underground. Her phone buzzes. Where to stream The Newcomers? She grins. This is the payoff. She taps Movie Phone. There it is. Streaming, renting, or buying. Finally, the banned cult is accessible. She clicks rent. The film glows on her screen. She leans forward, the shadows playing on her walls as the taboo becomes an accessible curiosity once more. The Forbidden now streams in the open. Where to watch? According to Movie Phone, The Newcomers, 1973, a once-banned NC-17 porno chic musical by Lloyd Kaufman, is currently available to stream, rent, or buy. 6. Zombie Flesh Eaters, Zombie 2, 1979. First light on Mattel. The Caribbean sun slanted low as Anne Bowles stepped ashore on Mattel, her heart pounding with dread. The deserted island seemed tranquil, birds drifted, waves lapped, but the sailboat adrift in the harbor, stained in crimson, whispered a deeper horror. She wasn't alone. Reporter Peter West trailed at her shoulder, camera poised for a story that began as mystery and twisted into nightmare. In Dr. Menard's dim clinic, the flicker of an X-ray machine revealed something monstrous. The dead were not resting. That night, moans carried through the jungle. The diseased rose, not with solemn steps, but with feral hunger. Flesh ripped, eyes shattered in gore that would haunt any rational mind. And screamed, Peter fought. And then, the shark. Underwater, a bloated zombie drifted in murky teal. A hint of dorsal fin. Then teeth. In one of horror's most absurdly jaw-dropping moments, shark and zombie collided in a dance of death, Jaws versus Rot. The absurdity of it all was horribly perfect. By dawn, Anne and Peter raced to the pier. The sea behind them erupted in decaying hands. They leapt aboard the boat, engines roaring to life, escaping as Mattel slipped into memory, an island of dead things and living terror. Where to watch Zombie Flesh Eaters, 1979. Streaming/rentals. Available for rent or purchase in HD via Amazon Video and Apple TV. Also accessible through streaming services like Shudder, AMC+, Philo, Screambox, Full Moon, via Amazon channels, FlixFling, and more. Free with ads. You can watch it for free on platforms such as Darkroom and Fossum. Tubi availability. The film is also available on Tubi, where fans have celebrated its arrival on ad-supported streaming. New 4K release. Arrow is offering a glorious 4K edition, with Zombie Flesh Eaters now streaming uncut after decades of censorship in the UK. 7. Carnal Knowledge, 1971. In the turbulent backdrop of early 1970s America, where tradition clashed with the dawn of sexual liberation, two college friends, Jonathan, Jack Nicholson, and Sandy, Art Garfunkel, embark on parallel but deeply contrasting journeys through love, lust, and heartbreak. Jonathan, brash and cynical, views romance as a conquest, while Sandy, tender yet insecure, seeks the idealized, perfect love. Across decades, the two men drift in and out of relationships, sometimes crossing paths, sometimes drifting apart, but always carrying the weight of their desires and disillusionments. The film's candid exploration of intimacy, gender roles, and emotional emptiness was groundbreaking for its time, so much so that it faced censorship battles and even a U.S. Supreme Court case over obscenity charges in Georgia. Ultimately, the court ruled it was protected as art, cementing its place in cinema history. Why it's worth watching now. Jack Nicholson at the peak of his intensity. A raw, honest look at relationships before Hollywood softened such topics. A story that feels as relevant today as it did over 50 years ago. Where to stream now? Amazon Prime Video, rent/buy. Apple TV, rent/buy. Google TV/YouTube Movies, rent/buy. 8. The Last Picture Show, 1971, A Tale to Monetize. In the dusty heart of Anarene, Texas, Sonny and Dwayne are high school seniors coasting through the fading days of youth. The town, with its flickering neon theater, a worn-down cafe, and the silent pool hall, seems suspended in time. Dreams feel distant, graduation looms, futures unclear. One evening, under a cloudless sky, the boys slip into the old cinema for one final viewing. As the projector hums and the screen flickers, they feel the weight of their future pressed against the memory of this dying town. Every frame, black and white, grainy, beautiful, whispers of endings and possibilities. Dwayne, restless, is drawn to escape. The military seems his ticket out. Sonny, tethered by affection, adrift in confusion over what he wants, or fears to lose. The credits roll. The theater lights flare on. They step into the empty street. The world feels suddenly too open, too vast. Yet for a moment, time stops. Two friends on the cusp of leaving everything behind. Stream it now, real availability. You can currently rent or buy The Last Picture Show in 4K quality through several platforms. Amazon Video, rent for around $3.99 or buy digitally. Apple TV, available to rent or purchase. By price approximately $14.99. Fandango at home, another digital option for rental or purchase. It's also accessible via Prime Video, Google Play, and YouTube for rent/buy. Check your region. They offer seamless streaming for viewers worldwide. 9. Bloodsucking Freaks, 1976. The Theater of Terrors. In a dimly lit corner of New York City during the late 1970s, whispers surrounded a peculiar underground theater. Locals spoke of its eccentric host, a showman with a flair for the bizarre. Night after night, the curtain rose to reveal illusions so shocking that audiences questioned what was real and what was an act. At first, the performances seemed harmless, bizarre magic tricks, mysterious disappearances, and unusual comedy. But soon, the theater gained a reputation as the place where boundaries between performance and reality blurred in unsettling ways. Police, critics, and moral watchdogs descended on the show, calling it dangerous and immoral. The resulting scandal forced the theater to shut down, and its story was captured forever in a film so controversial it was banned or heavily censored in many countries. Today, that infamous movie, Bloodsucking Freaks, 1976, has transformed from underground outrage to cult classic. It now streams uncensored for those curious enough to explore its strange legacy. Where to stream now, US available on Tubi, free with ads, and Amazon Prime Video, rent/buy. 10. The Deer Hunter, 1978. In a small Pennsylvania steel town, 3 lifelong friends, Michael, Nick, and Steven, share an unbreakable bond. They work hard, hunt together in the mountains, and dream about the future. But their lives change forever when they are sent to fight in the Vietnam War. What begins as a patriotic duty turns into a nightmare of survival as they are captured and forced into a brutal game of Russian roulette. The war shatters their bodies and minds, leaving deep scars that follow them home. For Michael, the greatest battle isn't fought overseas. It's the fight to bring his friends back from the edge of despair. With haunting performances, raw emotion, and unforgettable moments, The Deer Hunter explores the cost of war, the strength of friendship, and the fragility of life. Why it was banned or censored. Upon release, The Deer Hunter faced heavy criticism and bans in certain countries due to its graphic violence, disturbing torture scenes, and its controversial depiction of the Vietnam War and Russian roulette sequences. Where to stream now? USA. Available on Peacock and for rent/buy on Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Google TV, and Vudu. UK. Streaming on BBC iPlayer and for rent/buy on Amazon Prime Video. Australia. Available on Binge, Foxtel Now, and rental platforms. 11. Snuff, 1976, the movie that fooled the world. In the mid-1970s, a small, cheaply made exploitation film from Argentina quietly made its way into the hands of an American producer. The movie itself, originally titled Slaughter, was an ordinary low-budget thriller. But here's where the real controversy began. The producer decided to add a fake real murder scene at the end, shot to look like behind-the-scenes footage of the crew killing an actress. It was staged with special effects, but audiences at the time didn't know that. The movie was re-released under the title Snuff, and rumors spread like wildfire that it was an actual recording of a real crime. This clever and highly unethical marketing tactic sparked nationwide outrage. Politicians condemned it, theaters were picketed, and some cities outright banned the film. For years, Snuff was whispered about like a dark urban legend in movie circles. Today, we know it was nothing more than movie magic and a publicity stunt, but its place in cult film history is secure. It's a bizarre reminder of how far studios would go to shock audiences. Where to stream now? Snuff, 1976, is available on Tubi and for rent/buy on Amazon Prime Video in most regions. 12. Dirty Harry, 1971. In the gritty streets of 1970 San Francisco, crime runs rampant, and the city's faith in justice is crumbling. Enter Inspector Dirty Harry Callahan, a relentless, sharp-eyed cop who believes in getting the job done, even if it means bending the rules. When a sadistic sniper known as Scorpio begins terrorizing the city, leaving cryptic demands and bodies in his wake, Harry is assigned the case. But as he closes in, bureaucratic red tape and legal loopholes threaten to let the killer walk free. Refusing to let justice slip away, Harry takes matters into his own hands, delivering one of cinema's most famous ultimatums. Do you feel lucky, punk? Blending raw police drama with moral ambiguity, Dirty Harry sparked debates about law enforcement ethics and vigilantism, leading some countries to censor or limit its release in the early 1970s. Today, it stands as a hard-hitting classic that changed the action genre forever. Where to stream now? Max, subscription. Apple TV, Amazon Prime Video, Google TV, rent or buy. Voodoo, rent or buy. 13. Cannibal Holocaust, 1980, though just over the 70s cutoff. In 1980, Italian director Ruggero Deodato unleashed Cannibal Holocaust, a film so shocking that it blurred the line between fiction and reality. The story follows a rescue mission into the Amazon rainforest to find a missing documentary crew. What they discover is a chilling series of film reels, revealing the crew's descent into cruelty, manipulation, and violence against an indigenous tribe. The found footage style was so realistic that Deodato was arrested for murder, forcing him to bring the actors to court to prove they were alive. Beyond its gore and brutality, the film was a raw commentary on media exploitation, how the hunger for sensational stories can push people beyond morality. Though infamous for animal cruelty scenes and extreme violence, it became a cult classic, influencing generations of horror filmmakers and pioneering the found footage genre decades before the Blair Witch Project. Once banned in over 50 countries, Cannibal Holocaust now stands as one of cinema's most notorious testaments to the dangers of blurring truth and entertainment. Where to stream now? Shudder, US, uncut version, with content warnings. MC Plus US. Aeroplayer, UK, Canada, select regions, restored edition. Rental/purchase, Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Google TV, availability varies by country. 14. Vase de Noces, 1974. The Tale of the Forbidden Farm. In the silent stillness of 1974, nestled deep in the Belgian countryside, lived Benoit, a lonely farmer whose only companion was Delphine, a solemn sow of quiet beauty. Benoit's world required no words, only the stark dialogue of glances, gestures, and unscripted shadows that drifted across his barren farmhouse. Every day, he tended to life and decay in equal measure. Dolls' heads upon pigeons. Feathers scattered into glass jars. A tender tilt of devotion toward Delphine, until that devotion bent into transgression. In black and white, without a single spoken line, the screen pulsed not with narrative, but with a monstrous, wordless ritual. As Delphine birthed piglets, hope flickered, but was swiftly extinguished. The piglets spurned Benoit's advances and bonded with their mother instead, igniting a jealous rage that climaxed in tragedy. He hanged them. Delphine, grief-stricken, fled and sank into the muddy water until she drowned. Broken, Benoit buried Delphine and then, perhaps by osmosis of despair, tried to bury himself beside her. Rage consumed him. He destroyed the relics of his life, objects, jars, memories. And then, in a ritual more gruesome than the horrors before it, he brewed tea from his own urine and excrement, and drank. At last, scaling the barn ladder, he hanged himself. But his final escape wasn't silent emptiness, it was transcendence. His spirit rose, drifting into the indifferent sky. Where to watch? But be warned. Is this film available for streaming? Unfortunately not. Vase de Noces remains deeply obscure. There is no official streaming service carrying it. The film has never had a proper theatrical release, and only in 2009 did German, Camera Obscura, and Swedish, Njuda Films, distributors finally issue DVD editions, but these are physical copies. In Australia, the film was ordered banned unanimously by the Australian Classification Board, never allowed reclassification. It remains banned there to this day. Final thought. Vase de Noces is not your typical 70s movie. It's an avant-garde descent into taboo, isolation, and human decay, without dialogue, yet speaking volumes. Though it's streaming free, its DVD release makes it accessible to those brave enough to embrace its stark, unsettling beauty. 15. Pigs Have Wings, 1977. A spark of romance in turbulent times. Imagine Rome in 1977, streets pulsing with the energy of youthful revolt, political slogans echoing beneath the summer sun. Amid this charged atmosphere, two high schoolers, Rocco, firebrand in his ideas, and Antonia, sharp-witted and unafraid, meet during a protest that crackles with both hope and dissent. Their chance encounter blossoms into something more profound. First gaze, first protest chant, first shared cigarette, first stolen glance. Their love is passionate, raw, and defiant, the kind that blooms in secret meetings behind closed doors, in whispered dreams of a future unshackled from the expectations of the older generation. Yet, Pigs Have Wings, originally Porsi Kanlu Ali, wasn't just a tender love story. It stirred controversy from the start, published in its source novel format as The Sexual Political Diary of Two Teenagers. It scandalized audiences with its frank exploration of youthful bold impulses and the naked male body. Naturally, the film adaptation courted censorship and was banned in parts of Italy at the time. Fast forward to today, and our lover's story remains a quiet elegy to a vanished era of radical hope. However, when it comes to modern access, the film plays like an elusive memory. Where? Or you can stream it now. Titanus, the original Italian distributor, acknowledges the film's censorship history but offers no streaming or viewing options today. Curiously, Plex lists the title, complete with a synopsis of Rocco and Antonia's passionate entanglement, but notes there are no locations currently available for this title to watch. Other databases, like IMDb, confirm the film's existence, its 1977 Italian release, and its festival appearances, but do not indicate any contemporary streaming availability. So, as of August 9, 2025, Pigs Have Wings remains unseen on mainstream streaming platforms. It exists, framed in memory, festival legend, and digital catalog, but it waits quietly out of reach. A forbidden romance lingering just beyond the screen. Final sparks. The film's story is beautifully cinematic, a stirring love entwined with political insurgency, captured in an era ripe with revolutionary fervor. Yet in our present day, the screenings are gone, and the film lives on in whisper, memory, and the hope that one day it might again return to screens, so new audiences can meet Rocco and Antonia. And there you have it, 15 banned or censored 70s movies that once shocked the world and are now ready for you to stream. Each one is a time capsule of rebellion, controversy, and fearless storytelling that still sparks debate today. If you haven't subscribed to Globewise Entertainment yet, now's the perfect time. We've got plenty more journeys into cinema's most daring moments coming your way. Drop a comment below and let us know, which of these unforgettable 70s classics will you be streaming first? Until next time, keep watching boldly and stay entertained.